Okay, Mike Masato, CEO of Staff Driven Dental. I'm the Dental Road War, returning for episode 84 in the series. So I'm building this episode as a personal message to hygienists out there who may watch this. So I can tell you right now, you're either going to love hearing this video or you're probably going to hate hearing this video. So there's going to be no middle road. And before I say what I want to say, I don't do this series to get score points on any level. I don't have an agenda. My only agenda that I have is helping doctors achieve fulfillment, happiness, success, less stress, better financial security in practice. And that's giving a better life in practice. That's what I've always done now for almost 25 years. That's what I'm all about. That's why I do these videos. I don't get paid to do these videos. I'm not scoring points with my clients. They're already paid, so nobody owes me any money to do this or whatever. This is not a sales pitch. I'm saying doing this video today as a wake-up call video, if you're watching this. And it's ironic that, a lot of the comments I'm getting recently, some of them mostly I think are from hygienists, people are worried about me having doing these videos safely because I'm driving. I'm on the road driving. There's more concern about than the content, and they're more worried about me driving. The fact of the matter is the way this is set up right now, I'm looking out as I'm driving. It's no more dangerous than if you talk on your phone. And I think anybody that's watching these videos spends their days on the phone, and I'm doing it hands-free on a Bluetooth. This is no more dangerous than doing that and speaking if you were on a phone call, just to let you know that, the way I have it set up. But that being aside, let's get down to business of what I want to talk about right now. I recently been watching and following the fervor and the protests by hygienists regarding going back to practice, right now, and getting back into work, and basically resistance to doing this for various reasons that they have. Mainly the fear of the danger that there's going to be going back into the practice, and people lining up on both sides of the aisle about this entire thing. Now, look, I've always said, here's the good. First of all, I've always maintained that hygienists are vital to a practice on many levels, for many reasons. On a business side, in a general practice, they're the internal sales division of a dental practice. You need dental hygienists to be there to co-diagnose, to take care, to maximize optimally the health of patients and get them what they truly need to get. Not to sell them things they don't need, but to help the doctor along, because sometimes when it comes from the hygienist, there's a different level of trust and a different level of understanding when a hygienist can speak to them about what they really need, whether it's soft tissue, hard tissue management. Coming from a hygienist is critical. So hearing from a hygienist is sometimes better than hearing from the doctor. Now, and I think it's vitally important to have hygienists in the practice, good ones that are not just there scraping teeth. They're there to maintain the overall health and well-being of the gums and and how it relates systemically to the rest of the body. So I think this is critical. I've been a proponent for paying hygienists top dollar. I want them to get paid top dollar if those are the kind of hygienists that get in there. I think they're a vital part of any dental practice that utilizes hygiene in their practice. So I've always been one for doctors not doing their own hygiene and having the experts doing it, like a hygienist going there and doing it. So I've been a number one advocate and number one fan of hygienists for years. But I got to tell you right now, I'm being tested. We're doing a lot of calls with our clients right now as we coach them to get ready to get back into practice right now and open their doors again. And the number one resistance they're getting from everybody, and I'm on these when we're on group calls with the entire team, is the hygienist speaking out about the danger of not wanting to come back, and danger of coming back and not wanting to come back now, and worried about what's going to happen to them, and giving the doctors a hard time about coming back into their practice, et cetera, et cetera. And my question is why? Why is this? What is this based in right now? And I can tell you what it's based in right now. Right? It's based in fear. It's based in misinformation. Right? Because really, it's unjustified. It really is. Okay. Now, unless you're working for a dentist who he or she is not up to speed on their PPE and their OSHA requirements and doing all the things that the CDC is laying out and the ADA is laying out to increase safety measures for yourself and patients, I get that. If the doctor was doing that in the first place and they were, not up to par on this, and you were already working in a dangerous environment, I get it, 100%. But 99% of the doctors listening to this right now are up to their standards on what they need to be doing. And before this outbreak of COVID-19, please point to me where we had a history of infectious compromised, disease compromises, outbreaks that we've had in the practice. When does this happen? When we were getting sick in the practice before, whether you were a hygienist or anybody else, because of our infection control procedures. We weren't. And I can tell you right now, in learning from a lot of my doctors, that the way they did their OSHA requirements were lax, to say the best. There are a lot of areas we could have been a lot better at. And now we're learning, oh boy, we really should have been up to speed on these things, and we better get up to speed even more so now. We're not doing a half of what we're required to do right now. So you worked under all those environments back then, and you probably were guilty of it as well. There are many things, if you really looked into what you should have been doing based on true OSHA guidelines. We weren't doing these things before. These aren't anything new. They were always there. We just were lax on them. And that's the life we lived in practice, and that's how we went about doing it. And we practiced at our own risk. And you know what? And you still didn't get sick. You still had no problems. And now, let's not be, one thing I can't stand is hypocrisy, right? Because if you worked under those conditions then, and now you don't, now all of a sudden, this is the tipping point. This is the one thing that's going to prevent you from coming in and providing health care for people. And this is what it's all about. These dentists right now that you're working for are trying to go back to practice because they have a mission, they have a requirement, they have a duty to help sick people get well and prevent the well from getting sick. And all I heard for years in hygiene, because hygiene was being devalued so much, were all these peer-reviewed studies and all this research that came out, how hygiene impacts the rest of the body systemically, how the oral health of your body, okay, how it affects everything else in your body systemically, and how it's not just confined to the mouth. A diseased mouth means a diseased body. What happened to that? Is that all out the window now? Is it now okay for people to walk around with infection and disease, right, and a compromised immune system because systemically they're being affected negatively because their hygiene is not up to speed? That's all out the window right now because of fear and because of misinformation of what's going on out there right now. Truthfully, you need to get the information and be up to speed. There's been tons of research studies about this you don't even aware about. There's a great one I just watched by Dr. Seacon. I don't know, if you want to put down and ask me for the link after watching this video, I'll get it to you. I'll post it on, I think I may even posted it on my Facebook page, but there's a whole website about an immune biologist who's also a dentist who did all this study on aerosol in a practice. Because we all hear about aerosols. I'm going to tell you, right? The misinformation out there on aerosol exposure is rampant. And if you're wearing a face shield and a level 3 mask or an N95 mask, which is even upgraded above that, and you have all these other precautions that are out there, you are not getting sick. Your patients are not getting sick, and you are not getting sick. It's not going to happen. Because before it was infinitesimally impossible, and now with all the upgraded things we have to do, I asked a client of mine, a soon-to-be client of mine, who spent a fortune. She just got done spending a small fortune in her practice for surgical air filters, surgical grade air filters, HEPA filters in every room, UV lights, hydrochloric acid to fog down rooms after patients have been in there to bring down aerosol levels, which is not even necessary when you really look at the research, but she had them anyway, right? All the different PPE, the precautions that are being done in her practice, and I couldn't even list them all right now in this video. There's so many. There must have been 14, 15 different things out of her expense to make sure it created a safe environment for her patients and her staff. There's no reason why to come into practice. So, and these doctors, need their hygienists to come back, and the hygienists don't want to come back. You don't want to come back to the practice, but you want to be paid though. That's an ironic thing. Who's paying your salary, right? Maybe now you're getting paid the unemployment. I get all that. That's great that you're getting it, and God bless America that's out there for us in these difficult times. But what are you going to do when that runs out? Now it'll be time to come back. It's not necessarily going to be any more safer than it is right now. As I've said before, it's not going to all blow out to sea and be gone. But the doctors that are trying to pay, they got PPP money for you. They're paying this out of their pocket, the other expenses right now to make you safe and patients safe. And you're going to give them a hard time about coming back to work and why you want to get paid? Doesn't work like that in my book. I'm sorry, right? And my message to you would be, perhaps you should reevaluate. Perhaps you should go out, instead of having out of fear and what you're hearing and hearsay and rumor, and find out the facts, because you need to do this for your profession, at least for your own peace of mind in the future. Get informed about the facts. I'll help you do it. Others will help you do it. Because you need to get back in doing what you know. And I've heard, oh, I'm not essential. I've heard this, I don't know how many times from hygienists saying this on calls. Really? All of a sudden you're not essential? You were essential for years, but now all of a sudden you're not essential? Again, hypocrisy. Doesn't work that way. In my book, you've always been essential. You know, I think it's one of the most essential parts of a dental practice. It really is. But now you're not essential? It's ridiculous. You are essential. You don't get to decide when you're not essential and when you are essential. You always have been, you always will be. But again, if your mentality is that we can just put what I do on hold and not treat patients anymore, and dump it on the doctor. Good luck, doc. Good luck, hygiene assistants. Good luck, front desk people. Good luck, everybody else going back in. It's good for you, but I'm not coming in. Not fair. It's selfish. It puts people at risk. Your patients at risk. It's not helping anybody. You're doing yourself and others no favors by going about it this way. You're not. What you should do after watching these videos, do some soul searching tonight. Wake up tomorrow, call your doctor and say, Doc, you know what? I apologize. Maybe I've been going after this different. I didn't mean to give you a hard time. I just want to be safe, as I know you do. I know you're trying to do the best possible for us and for me. Please inform me more. Let's work together so I can come into an environment that's safe and secure, and so I can continue to treat patients with you side by side. Or if you don't feel that way, if you really, it's fear. If you make your mind is made up that this is it, this is the be all end all of everything. Guess what? Maybe it's time to retire. Move on at that point. Do your doc a favor and say, Doc, I'm giving you a release here. I'm going to quit and I'm out, and it's fine. Or you work out some negotiations to your unemployment law and move on from there. So at least he can go out, or he or she can go on and hire a new hygienist that wants the job. Because there are plenty of you that are watching, the vast majority that are watching this video right now, you would kill to be back in your practice right now. You'd love to have your job and be seeing your patients with some kind of normalcy because you appreciate your job and everything your doctor does for you. And that's a great thing. And if you're looking for a job and looking for work, I'll put you in touch with my doctors, because these doctors care. They're a high purpose. They want to help their patients. They are safe. They're doing everything possible. And they want hygienists back in their practice. The kind of hygienists that want to work, that care, and their purpose for helping others supersedes everything else. Right? So again, I'm saying this because, like I said before, I'm not scoring any political points. I'm not doing this because I was told to do it by somebody. This is how I feel. Take it for how it's worth. You don't have to listen to what I had to say. You don't have to agree with anything I said. But if you do agree with what I'm saying, go out and spread the word. Right? Go out and talk, getting better communication with your doctor and your team, and start doing the right thing again, which is be back helping people in a safe environment. Right? Because that's what the doctor's doing. That's what they're spending all this time and energy on. But you don't have any idea what's going on behind the scenes with a lot of these doctors are going through. The suffering that they've had to go, the financial suffering, the personal, professional suffering they're doing with their families right now, right? To go through so they can come back and have you have a job and have a career. All right. So enough said. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you back again soon under better circumstances.